Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Panel. This will be our closing year ceremony. And
Happy New Year!
Celebrating here, and we hope that you're enjoying the celebration. We'll be covering a lot of hot topics, and so let's go ahead and jump on right in. And we'll probably have some special guests, so be sure to tune in and say hey to the folks that are popping through. All right?
Yes, indeed.
All right. So look, man, shout out to well, first let's go around to Robin and see how everybody's doing. So I'm gonna bounce around a little bit, and I'm gonna start with Bush because I always start with Jim.
Let's hear it, Bush.
Bush is doing okay. You know, new chapter in my life. Maybe later this channel will learn. I'll tell them I might open up enough and get enough balls to open up to the channel about what's going on. I'm doing great though. You know, it's a new chapter, new horizons, and I'm happy about it. I can't be sad. Ain't no looking back. It's only looking forward. It's only being positive, looking forward, and being a real one. And G, you heard? That's me.
Good for you, man.
Totally understand. Hey, what's up, Sharon? Thanks for joining us tonight. Salute to you as well. Hey, Dutchy, welcome to the group. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hi, Dutch.
What up?
So brief us. How you doing? How you feeling? What you smoking? Tell us something.
Okay, so I'm high as shit right now.
That's what's up. That's how I want to be.
That's how I want to be too. Shit.
I normally know what I'm smoking.
But tonight ain't that night, huh?
So I know what it is, but I'm too high to know what it is to relay that right now. So I'll relay that shortly. But,
okay. Well, we'll come back to you.
I'm gonna need you to relay that too, because I want to know.
I need some of that shit as well.
Dusty ain't usually looking like that. She never.
I know she's giggly and shit. She's giggly than a motherfucker over that piece. Jimmy, what you got going on, brother? And we gonna come back to Dutchy. Think about that strain, honey.
I'm gonna show y'all right now. I'm listening.
Go ahead, Jimmy. What you got going for us, baby?
I got good stuff happening. Like Mook said, new adventure, new chapter. Things are going to change drastically for me, you know, and it's for the better. You know, I only wish everybody a really prosperous and happy new year, and we can get by all the turmoil and stuff that's going on, you know. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I am asking, and I always ask for very simple things. I don't need a lot of big stuff, so I'm good, man.
That's what's up. Salute to you as well. Happy New Year's to you and everybody else on the panel.
Yes, sir.
So, Dutchy, what you smoking on? Now everybody want to know. Inquiring minds are curious.
Big Buffalo.
Big Buffalo.
Big Buffalo. Hey, I never heard of that one, man. That's Hawaiian stuff.
That's Hawaiian stuff.
Yeah, you ain't getting that here. You're getting that in Hawaii, man.
Because I got to get up in the camera to see it.
Look, so I'm going to show you guys. So my bestie got me this nifty little thing. I think, when did you get me this? Like a year or two ago?
Yeah, man. We got matching boxes like that. I love it.
We have boxes. So this is where we keep her.
Wow.
I got her that one. She got me another one. Yeah, so we switched out on the ones we had because we were like, oh, those are super cool. So
yeah, we have little boxes. So now
you guys are good friends. Malika, what about you though? What you up to?
Man, so I'm sipping on a cab, a little bit of tea with some honey in it.
Okay.
Smoking on some wedding cake out this. I love this little container thing, man. I love the way this looks. The little.
So it's like a glass blunt.
Yeah, it's like a glass vape, but you know,
I like that.
Yeah, right. It's kind of.
But wait, you didn't tell us about your week though. We want to know about.
No, so I didn't do shit for Christmas, and it was beautiful. I didn't do nothing. I roasted. I mean, I made a little meal, and I chilled all fucking day and binge watched bullshit. It was beautiful, and I called a couple of people. You know, responded to a few texts, and yeah.
That's sometimes the best way to celebrate, man.
Indeed.
Did you get my videos of Christmas here?
I did. And it looked like you guys were having a blast over there.
So guys, let me tell you what my husband did.
Uh-oh.
So when we first got here, he had this little small radio because our stuff hadn't shipped yet. So we were staying at the hotel. So on Christmas, we ended up eating Christmas dinner down at the hotel, and he had the little radio. So he got tipsy and went out in the middle of the street and was playing Feliz Navidad at all the stoplights, and random people would stop and dance with him. I was like, fuck, man, TikTok wasn't a thing then. It was, but it wasn't a big thing. Fast forward to the other day, my brother-in-law, who's 370, I don't know why the fuck he wasn't dressed like Santa, and my husband was, because they're total opposites.
Polar opposites.
My husband had him with fucking reindeer ears on. Jose was dressed in the full Santa getup. I had the Mrs. Claus, and my son was dressed like an elf. He took us to Waikiki while Rudolph drove.
Oh, wow.
My husband stopped in the middle of the street. I'm gonna send it for all you guys to see. He's got to be trending somewhere in India. He's got to be trending somewhere in China.
Wait, let me make sure you
stopped him. Random motherfuckers. I'm like, get in the car. He's stopping at people's car.
Oh, he was lit.
That's funny.
He's having a good time.
But you know what was great about that? It was people that were just kind of walking, just kind of, you could tell they weren't in the Christmas spirit. And he had a better radio. His son was holding the radio because he was, there you go.
That's him?
That's him. There you go.
He looked like a lot of fun. That's what's up.
People really, it was enjoyable seeing him put people in the Christmas spirit. You see that random homeless guy that's on the money.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man. It was the most beautiful thing that I experienced was he's
having a blast.
Yeah. And there's no Santa down there. So there's no Santa. So they got to see Dominican Santa. And we took pictures with so many random people. Like people were just stopping us. And
there was stars out there because the spirit he was bringing, making people feel good. And when people don't do that, human beings don't do that. We don't think about making other people feel good. We don't do that.
No, absolutely not.
When somebody does that, it's special. It's beautiful. I like that.
That is awesome.
I mean?
It was so many people, man. She got all the videos, and in each video, it was somebody totally different, groups of people. And it was dope because I know a lot of people out here, especially, are away from home, and there's a lot of military people. And if you guys we report things out of the news, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of shitty stuff going on, and there's a lot of court cases going on. So it was pretty dope to see my husband, him.
Yeah, I like that. That teaching me some shit.
That's right.
When I get my next situation, I see I'm learning that. Okay.
Yeah. Even
but I always feel good when somebody else is making somebody feel good. Just because that's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
Just because he wanted to. And then when we were done, like you would think from that video that we did so much for Christmas, but we really didn't. That was really what we did New Year's Eve. Just went out randomly.
And just had a great time and brought the spirit to everybody.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Amen. Hey.
EST, tap in, nigga. Say Happy New Year.
What's up, EST? What's up? Where you at, bro?
Yo, Dutchy, appreciate that story. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was definitely beautiful, man.
About your husband, and tell him I said respect. That's what's up. That's cool. I like that. For sure.
And seeing more good spirit news, there was a lady in Buffalo that helped thaw this man out. She used her freaking so let's backtrack. Let's talk about
the Buffalo shit. Oh,
right.
God.
So Jimmy, you were passionate about Buffalo, so I'm gonna let you. Do you know the facts of the Buffalo, or you want to comment?
Yeah, nobody realizes how bad these people were iced in. I have a lot of friends in Buffalo, especially from the movie business that work on the the Buffalo movie projects, and they said that it was so bad that forget about getting in your car, you couldn't get out your front door, you couldn't even see through your window. The houses were completely capsulated in ice and snow. That's how bad it was. People were starving in their house. State troopers. It's really mayhem. But the worst thing is that people are breaking into people's houses and robbing them.
Yeah, and I think it was either the chief of the police or the mayor that got on TV, and he was like, we got a background. Y'all hear that, or is it just me?
Yeah,
it's not me.
It's not me.
Let me mute and see what happened.
All right, is it still there?
No.
All right. So the mayor was talking about how people were looting and everything, and he was like, it's really a fucking shame that, and he didn't say fucking, but I'm gonna say it. It's really a freaking shame that people weren't out there stealing medication and stuff like that. They're just stealing shit just because they want it.
Yeah.
I need a new television. I can understand.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
medication.
You got people impoverished, but they got houses. You got people impoverished that don't got houses.
That's true.
Going through that stuff, and then they looking, they like, sometimes people lose their religion, they get fucked up, and they lose everything, and they think about their survival. That's what
Yeah.
human instinct is. And Buffalo, it's been a tough city for a long time now.
It
Jimmy,
has,
you
man.
know, and at one
Yeah.
point it was like the place to go. Jimmy, you know anything about that or what?
About what, bud?
How Buffalo was at one point the place to go, but now all of a sudden it
Oh yeah,
became
listen, I mean, people were flocking to Niagara Falls, Rochester. I mean, it was a bustling city. At one time, you had a lot of factories. It really died when all the businesses left.
Yeah.
And which is really sad. And Buffalo's been struggling since the early '70s. I mean, what's it? Rick James came from
I was gonna
Buffalo.
say
yeah,
shout out to
yep.
Rick James
Rick
for
James.
And he really tried to, he actually went back and tried to rehabilitate it. He wanted to bring businesses in. And, he really was a good guy, Rick James. He had his faults and he had his problems, but he really cared about that city. But it never came back, Mook. It was a struggling city. There's a lot of factories that came in, but it's low paying jobs. It's not, people are just surviving and struggling.
Never made it back.
Yeah, never made it back, And then you had those foul people coming out of state and shooting people in a supermarket buying food
yeah.
on top of, to insult to injury.
Yeah,
They're
Buffalo's had a
suffering.
rough year. We can all
Yeah,
agree to that, man.
but
It's been a really
Buffalo's a
rough year.
dangerous place, man. It's not a safe place. It really isn't.
But you know what? Buffalo strong, like they did for Boston. Boston strong, Buffalo strong.
Yeah,
Because you guys have survived a lot
Buffalo
this
will
year.
fight. Yeah,
And
but
we our thoughts and prayers are with you guys out there.
Yeah, for sure. We don't want to end it to where we giving nothing but bad, thoughts on Buffalo, because really, there's strong people there, and they have the ability to come back. So
Yeah.
I
They're
don't want to
hey,
make it
tenacious
Mook,
in
like,
the
oh,
mud. They're
Buffalo is just
tenacious
all
in the
bad.
mud.
no, listen, I agree with you. I love Buffalo, and I'm not talking down to Buffalo. I'm talking about the problems, which is factual,
Yeah.
that Buffalo does have serious situations and problems. And what I'm trying to factor in is that
Oh, we get an echo.
Yeah,
I
that's
hope
bad.
it doesn't happen. I hope it cleans up, and because the people are very resilient there, and they really came back even from all the problems. And there is businesses coming back into that whole area. Rochester is building up industry again, so there is a great chance that it will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how does this happen though, Malika? How does this happen in a city that was sought after around the world, around the United States at least, and then it turns into all shit?
The businesses
Is
left,
it the
Mook,
The
council?
businesses leave.
Is it the people we vote for? How the fuck does this happen? You know what I mean?
because
I mean,
Mook,
it
the
is probably the
factories
people that
leave,
go ahead.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why did the
Just like
factories
Detroit.
leave? Because the
Because
taxes are increased or the wages are increased, and they want
well,
to go places for cheaper labor. So either the factory owner is a good guy or he's a bad guy, right?
right.
So
Well,
either he wants.
here's a
Go
fact.
ahead.
New York Times was in Manhattan, used to be in New York City, and then all of a sudden they get a phone call from Jersey. Hey, we're going to charge you $1 a year in your taxes. All you have to do is hire 25% of the people in New Jersey, either to truck or run or help you print out the New York Times.
But
And if
Jimmy,
you
we can't
so
hate the
they left
player.
New York for money,
But you can't hate
Good
the
point.
player. You got to hate the game, right? So New Jersey, wherever New Jersey was, just trying to make economic value for their city too.
Yeah, and New Jersey
That's
might
it.
have been flourishing before, and now they trying to come back.
They're
Yeah,
trying
but
to
That's
do
probably
it.
what it is.
New Jersey is not a stupid state. They might
Not at
have
all.
a lot of problems, but a lot of companies left New York, Canada, Iowa, a lot of states to go to New Jersey because it's much more convenient. But the tax furlough to these corporations, if you're a corporation in Buffalo and you're paying 60% interest on your money, and Jersey gives you a building for free, and you have to hire 25% of their labor force to bring in a tax structure. Man, come on, bro. You're talking about, that's why a lot of businesses left Buffalo, because it was just too expensive. The weather was a taxing situation. And that's really what happened. The decline started in the 70s.
So
And,
that's scary because Buffalo was at one point considered a big city, a
A big
oh,
conglomerate
yeah,
where
conglomerate,
man.
everybody went,
right?
and then all of a sudden it switched, and now it's so high violent crime going on out there.
But look at Detroit.
We got good rappers that we look up to now. Conway the Machine, he got shot in the face. His whole face is sideways.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, Mook. Oh my God, I forgot
But
about
you look
that.
at the violence, it's like that can happen in any city, any big city. Like it's kind of crazy, really. You know what I mean?
But I mean,
Yeah.
Bush, look at any of those industrial type cities, because I mean, let's be honest, like Xerox was a big manufacturer up there, Canon. So a lot of the film and the Xerox copier manufacturers were up in those places like Rochester, Buffalo. When they moved to Taiwan and other places to make the product cheaper, then they took away that industry. The same thing happened in Detroit.
Detroit,
same thing happened
That's
in
right.
Ohio.
Xerox was
It happened in LA too.
The same thing. It happens all over the country. But we
Yeah,
as a
Malik,
country,
Xerox was a big company there.
reinventing ourselves. Yeah, Xerox was a big company there. But we have to do better about reinventing ourselves as a country.
Yeah, because it's dangerous. It becomes dangerous for the inner city youth when you make them drastic changes. And now you got people worried about money, and they'll do crazy things for the money, and the youth are influenced by these people. That's the cycle.
DMF is a prime example of that, right? If you're looking at Meech and all of that, that's
they come from Detroit. Yeah.
Like their dad went there for a factory job. He had a factory job. Shit went downhill. They had to stand on the street corner and make their money.
That's some shit to touch on. We just touched on some shit.
But we're gonna come back to that.
We'll come back to that, but it's something to analyze. That's crazy.
Yeah, for real.
Is Dusty unmuted? Because we want to make sure. Because
Dusty, you still there?
She fixed
No,
it.
I'm still here. So I don't know what was going on, but that's why I kind of tapped here. I think so. I just went ahead and stuck the earpiece and said, I don't know what my shit was doing, but sorry guys.
No worries. So look, I'm gonna
Dusty, got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, you got anything for this?
Not this one in particular.
All right, no problem.
All right, so Walmart, right? So you guys know about, and I'm just going to jump to a couple of topics, and then we'll close out and talk about some positive shit. But so you know I know, right? Everything.
Wait! Run it back. I'm sorry. I do have something. So we were about to touch on the lady. We kind of skipped over it. The lady in Buffalo that saved the guy with the gangrene.
Oh yeah.
So
right.
I didn't want to skip over that. So
thank you.
Yeah, good call, Dutch. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, so that was awesome, wasn't it?
What up, Andre?
He said, I grew up in factory town. Once the factory shut down, the town goes to crap.
That's the point. That's it.
I was trying to get at that shit is dangerous for the kids.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Dutchie. Sorry.
No, it was Malika's it was her
so
her story.
What wound up happening is, I mean, everybody knows that Buffalo was snowed in and Buffalo's had this huge snowstorm, but it's happening across the country too. So we also want to point out, like in Minnesota and other places, they're having casualties as well. In Buffalo, I think they had 35 to 37 people pass because of this storm.
That's crazy. That alone is an epidemic. That's disgusting.
It's a big freaking deal.
There was also a 22-year-old. There was a 22-year-old mother. She was in a nursing program, and she was on her way home. Unfortunately, she ended up recording the last moments, and she was showing how high the snow was, and there was a plow, and she could see it, but the snow was so bad that she ended up freezing to death in her car, like so many others. So those of us,
that's really tragic, man.
So those of us that are experiencing good weather, because all I can complain about is some rain, and if you're in Florida, that's really all you can complain about. Know that we're not oblivious to some of y'all that are experiencing some horrific weather conditions. And if you can, there should have been a travel ban in place for weather like this. So if you can avoid it, please stay at home. Your safety is far more important than anything else, because this shit it's that serious. People are literally freezing to death.
Yeah, but they always say that, but the person at home is like, who the fuck gonna pay my rent? Who gonna get me my food for the kids? Who's gonna nobody? There's no answers for that. So then you got the people out there. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to analyze the situation with the Buffalo thing, because that's just an example. We seen Katrina. We seen, so many other examples of this shit. So
Yeah,
when the
natural
natural
disaster.
disasters turn into
It
like,
just shows you how Mother Nature controls this earth, not us.
and we
Yeah,
need to set up systems around it, though. That's what I'm trying to say. But
Mook is
yeah,
very difficult, man. They had such a bad storm. I don't care who you are or
I
how
don't think you
prepped
could have
you
fought
are.
that. Yeah,
The earth rolls the world, man. Look at Hurricane Ian. Look at what's going on, man. It's bad.
yeah, they couldn't
Shows
have
you
prepared.
how the earth is in power.
yeah,
I
it's
mean, even a
sad. It's
barbershop.
sad.
I saw on TV a barbershop guy. Did you guys see that? Where he opened up his barbershop to open up for people to come and hang out or whatever. I mean, it's just crazy out there. Everybody is doing what they can.
It's very
So
sad.
shout out to all those random acts of kindness. God bless you guys. And
Yeah,
good for you.
because there
Look
was
at the other
no
human beings, man.
in our times. I think there was no natural disaster worse than Katrina, as far as the people that went down with no help. You feel me? Like I'm talking about natural disasters within our century in the past 2 centuries. Katrina, the people they had no help, and they
But
were
Katrina
all
had no help. I mean, you think about all those other, and we're not even talking about. Let's look outside of our country, like typhoons and stuff that happen.
yeah. I'm talking. I said
Freaking volcano eruptions that
you're
are
right.
happening in Hawaii right now.
You're
Let's
right.
look at,
You're right.
there's
Right.
just so much, and earthquakes that are happening in places that are taking out, like, whole families and shit. It's crazy out there, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy
Hey,
out there.
listen, you got to remember one thing. We are causing a lot of it, but we're in the dark rift. And this happens every 26,000 years. We come center of the universe. The Earth, instead of traveling at 62,000 miles an hour, is traveling at almost 75,000 miles an hour. Just think about that. That's how fast we're traveling in the universe. And the Earth is a living, breathing thing. It moves, it shifts, and because of that pressure, that's why we're having a lot of these catastrophes. It killed the Neanderthal. It killed the woolly mammoth 25,860 years ago. It takes us literally 500 years to come out of that climax.
Well, I
And it
tell you
takes
what.
us 26,000 years to come around our universe. And the four of us are in this most unique time right now. But that's what's causing a lot of these catastrophes in the earth. It's not just us,
I don't think
Well, I tell you
I'm
what.
not saying it's us, but I'm talking about the reaction to how we do with our resources and all the resources that we have that's going to shit. And when the people that's
Like the billions
empowered.
going to Ukraine. I mean, I understand they need
No,
money,
I'm
but
with
so do we.
that. No, I'm with that. Sorry, because
Hey, listen, I
there's
understand, but the money that we've actually allocated and other countries allocated, it's not just us. Poland's taking care of 5 million Ukrainians, supporting them. That's crazy,
Out.
but they hate Russia, but we cannot allow Russia to go into this. We
do that,
can't
man.
allow Russia. It's very dangerous. And second of all, the money
But
that we're allocating to them doesn't even come up to an eighth of what we spent in Afghanistan and Iraq.
I'm fucking with you, Jimmy. I knew you was gonna
Nah, you're right.
in the paint.
No, babe, you're
Let's
testing me
introduce
again,
the new
Malik.
guest
She's
and let her
always
say
testing me.
Happy
You got to
New Year.
watch her, man. I'm telling you. She
I
throws his
think
cards in to see how I react.
And Jimmy be ready too.
He do.
so. Here's what I think. I think when you start discussing money that's being allocated to other countries, and we start discussing a lot of the problems here on our soil, you have to look at, we still have what do they call them, tent cities here, especially. We have large amounts of tent cities. We have numerous amounts of people that are not even in tents. And a lot of people flee here or come here because they think, well, the weather's nice and it's easier to be homeless here. But people aren't thinking, again, of the catastrophic weather that we have also, which includes tsunamis, monsoon type rains, that shit's not safe for anybody.
Not at
And
all.
we have a lot of fucked up infrastructures that need
I feel like
a lot of
Yep.
it's the infrastructures in Louisiana. The levees are fucked up.
I mean,
There's
it's nationwide. All of
But
our
I just feel like we don't.
that's what I'm saying. Infrastructures are one of our biggest issues.
Yes.
And that is where a lot of the money needs to go to, is to
That's what I'm saying.
infrastructure.
Yep.
And this is why I said last week, when you asked me who would I vote for, when it comes to politics, because this nation is a corporate, it's a corporate brand, it's a corporation, I'm still going to go with who is going to fix and rebuild. Before all this other promises and shit, just show me where the money is. You can show me where the money is and where you're going to put money into the schools, the infrastructure, and shit like that, then, I'll roll with it. Anything else is just
Show
a
me
bunch
where
of
my
bullshit.
money going, period. I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah, but
if
guess
it's going to
what?
war,
We don't.
It's very important.
Yeah, but we don't realize one thing. Wait a minute. This country develops more money than the European nation put together. Second of all, what we're giving to the Ukraine is, but we are giving a lot. And New York
but
was
we're
just
broke,
rehabilitated.
Jimmy.
But
So the men
Malika,
don't even have the money to match the paper.
Malika, we a superpower though. We consider the
but
superpower.
we're still fucking broke.
Malik, every week, I want to tell you something. Do you know what this country generates in a tax furlough a week? Hundreds
I don't
of
know.
billions.
They get way too much of my money.
No, it's hundreds of billions of dollars.
You can never trust a currency system that makes its own dollar, that prints its own dollar.
Well, yeah,
when you
listen, that's why Bitcoin came out.
We know the
it's already
of a superpower, so a superpower is expected to do certain things. Like,
do you guys realize?
Like say you were one of the third world countries, and you want a superpower to come out and help you. That's just how it is.
But you also have to understand how central banking works too.
Exactly.
Once you understand when our money goes, so let me give you the in-between system in central banking, right? So I'm going to break it down in real simple terms for all the viewers. You have your money, you have central banking system, and then you have your bank. Your money sits in the central banking system collecting interest. A dollar already has debt attached to it. You understand what I'm saying? So while it sits there, it continues to draw interest. That's why you wait for your money. That's why you get partial of your deposit and then you get the rest. You see what I'm saying? So it has to catch up. Is it right? Yeah, that's the catch-22 to some of this shit. So when you have a country that is drawing interest off of its own money, it prints its own money. There's no reason for us to be fucking broke.
Is it better to pay our stupid debt that we'll never probably pay off unless we get some miraculous president to do some crazy
but that debt is from China.
Help these people that's dying and help this country.
I'm not against helping people that are dying.
Malika, I'm sorry. Who is this new person, man? Who is this person? I want to know who this is. That's Abalaji, I think. Is that Abba? I can't see with my phone.
It does kind of look like Abba.
That's Abba.
That is Abba. What up, Abba?
He was on. You know what, y'all? He was on the first panel, and that's why he's here, because he was on the first panel and he had a lot of good input. This is big bro. And if he want to say nothing, whatever, he just wants to say Happy New Year's and leave, that's all good. But I need you to say something.
Yeah, man, why you hiding in the background? But no, okay, but we all know that the dollar is supposed to be matched by gold, right? That's what we've always been told, right? The Federal Reserve holds the gold that matches the dollar. The problem is we don't have enough gold to match the dollars anymore, so the dollar is kind of worthless.
Yes, but Malika, what do you want us to do? Not help these poor people or help them? What do you want?
I want
which poor people are we talking about?
We talking about
the poor people here.
And Russia is rich country.
Man, fuck Russia.
They facing adversity now because we coming against them. Because these poor countries are fighting against them. They facing their first adversity.
But what about the poor people in Chicago that are starving?
Shout out to Germany. Big up Germany. They going against them. And big up any country that's going against the bullshit. Because I'm not with no bullying. I don't like bullies.
I don't like bullies either.
I could break this all the way down to high school.
I don't like bullies either. But Bush, we always knew to take care of home first. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be sending money over anywhere.
Man,
I'm absolutely saying we shouldn't be sending money anywhere. Listen,
Jimmy complains about how he pays. No, he doesn't complain, but he always talks about how he's covering.
Here's first things first. If you can't send money to Haiti, then you don't need to be sending money to Ukraine. If you can't, the shit with Haiti
they sent money to Haiti. What you mean? We sent money.
Listen. Wait a minute.
Hold on, I'm not gonna let you do that.
Haiti, no, that's not true. There was a lot of money, and
what did Trump say about Puerto Rico?
Wait a minute. Biden sent a lot of money to Puerto Rico and Haiti. You're just not hearing about it because there's no great story and reflection for the news to talk about it. But that's not true.
If you're going to talk about that, Jimmy, let's talk about your faves now. If you're gonna talk about that, then we need to discuss how the Ottomans still have their foot on the backs of Haiti and how they're still occupying Haiti and how all those funds are being misappropriated.
I know, but we can't fight
like,
everything. We're trying to fight the cartels too, bringing in drugs, money. Listen, this.
You can't
we got.
Nah, bro.
Okay, well, wait a minute.
All right, we got to reel this in, though. We got to reel this in.
Americans went to Haiti.
I'm not going.
You know how many Americans went to Haiti? No, known Americans, rich Americans are in Haiti right now. Do you know how many? A lot.
Yes.
Those are Americans.
Yes.
That's America. How many Americans are in UK? In the Ukraine. How many?
But we're not talking about how many Americans are there. We're talking about the destitution of the country. And we're sitting here sending money to fucking Ukraine and basically
because
the money we're sending. Listen, but wait a minute. The
so
money.
if you don't want to talk about the money that we sent, then let's talk about how they whip the shit out of the
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
We need control.
You know, they're making an issue out of it. We're making an issue out of it, but the money we're sending to Ukraine is absolutely nothing to the tax furlough that this country brings in every week. This country, listen, this country brings in $100-something billion a week in tax and federal tax.
Why the fuck are they talking to me so much? Okay, Jimmy, you make a point.
Compare it to other countries.
Come on, man. No, but you're making a realization.
We trying to be fair. Dutch, make your point, and then we gonna go to you.
It could be fair,
listen,
but
I get it. I get it, but I have to. I'm gonna always say, and I'm gonna always go against the grain. I'm always say how I feel. I understand,
and we love
but
that.
What I will not bite my tongue about, I will not support a country when we had Black people that look like me tried to come to this country. They got their asses whipped with literal bull whips not even a year ago, and were turned around and told not to come here. But motherfuckers want to let Ukrainians in?
Guess what?
Fuck no, bro.
Guess what?
Nope.
They're not letting Ukraine. First of all, that's not true. They're not letting Ukrainians in this country, and I agree with you, Dutch.
There was a whole conversation about what are you talking about, the refugees and shit? What?
Guess what?
They were called refugees, bro.
There was no significant amount of Ukrainian refugees that came into this country.
But it shouldn't have been a conversation at all if you weren't going to have the conversation about the Haitians too.
Okay, but no,
listen, there's a lot of Haitian people that came to the. Wait a minute.
All right,
there was not a real war going on in Haiti. We talking about
and there's not 8-year-old girls getting raped.
We're talking about a real
Hey, wait a minute. There's 8-year-old.
There's a real war. Innocent
people. They're killing innocent people.
But let me ask you a question. We got a war here. Why the fuck do I give a fuck about a war in Ukraine or Russia?
We have to, Dutch. It's very important. You cannot have Russia. You can't have not. We cannot have Russia become a world power again.
All right. You guys. This is supposed to be a happy show. You know,
it is a happy show.
No, but we're talking. Hey, I'm not upset.
No, it's a debate, man. It's a
yes, absolutely. But guess what? There's not 8-year-old and 12-year-old kids getting raped and slaughtered in the street. They're not shooting little girls.
Where?
It's not happening in
Ukraine.
Where is it not happening?
The world is helping Ukraine. The world is helping Ukraine. Germany, Italy, everybody is helping this country.
We always gotta play Captain Save a Hoe.
No, but we talking about shit that's really. We talking about a real war. Y'all talking about the shit that's going on. Whatever.
Get to the comment section.
In every country around the world.
It's a conversation, Dutch. You're right, babe. I'm with you. We're talking shit.
Goddamn, Jimmy.
We're throwing this shit out, babe.
Go ahead, read the comment. Because you're excited.
With you and Pat here, honey. I agree with you.
Hey, so we got Dre over here. War is the biggest revenue builder for America. The enterprising of war has funded a lot of our current economy. If you look at, since we declared the war in the Middle East ended, there is economic.
Decline.
Thank you, Dre, because you had me sitting here sounding like
I ain't been making as much
sense. My plight. This is a real war on record, and you got a superpower. You're in America.
I get that.
You should be proud that as far as the whole world looking at us, we are the biggest, and everybody know that. And we helping
we're the biggest, but we're not respected
right now. And
you know how many other countries laugh at us though, bro?
No,
many other
nobody's
countries
laughing
laugh
at
at
us.
this?
Believe me, let me tell you,
Why do
I
white people
Goody
disagree.
wild.
I
Why do white
disagree. Let
people
me
have
tell
all
you
the
something. Right
answers?
now, the whole world is proud of
They
us.
were laughing at us
The
on
whole
Trump.
world is behind us. And guess what? We're showing
All
Russia.
white countries.
Russia is scared shit of us. Believe me when I tell
They
you.
should be. They should be. So
That's
look,
right.
I'm
And
about to jump topics really quick.
Where
I'm about to cut you
my
out, Jim.
ass? This motherfucker.
But look, so we got Grower Trent on the line, and I'm about to let him in. He is actually going to be one of our
let him in.
our featured guests, and he'll be talking about growing.
New Year's special.
So New Year's special. What's up, Grower Trent? Thanks for joining us.
How y'all doing?
What up, homie?
Hope y'all have a happy New Year.
Hey,
you too, buddy. You too, man.
Same to you. Hey, you was tapping
I'm on
in.
this
You heard
gas
what we
now.
was
I'm
talking
trying to
about?
get myself together.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you.
Oh, y'all heard y'all talking about the superpowers. I mean, I disagree with y'all, but
let me hear let me hear your opinion.
I only caught the end of it, so I can only give my speculation on the end part. Well, I heard a dude saying that Russia is scared of us. I'm like, no, they ain't. They've been going to war for 11 months. They ain't stopped.
I've been scared of us. Yeah. For sure.
America, please stop.
Homie, check this out. The question is, are we wrong for helping out the Ukraine, the underdogs? That's the question.
Instead of helping out home first. Let's put the whole question out there.
People mad because he done sent so many millions of dollars over there.
What you think?
Now, as America being a superpower and being a humanitarian, you see what I'm saying? Aligned with the NATO. They had to. I mean, it's their obligation.
Thank you,
But the only hold on now. The only thing I got to say, if this was Africa, then they wouldn't have got that much help in Ukraine got. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
We can't.
No, wait a minute. That's not true, bro. That's not true. Biden was just wait a minute. Biden was just in Africa, and he's supporting every one of the African nations and countries. Biden was just there.
I refuse to trust a man that called me a super fed.
So Jimmy, we occupy certain countries. There's a difference between occupation and support, right? And so we do a lot of occupation. We do a lot of occupation in Brown.
I'm a Republican, by the way, y'all.
Russia.
So I don't want y'all to be like, oh, he's a Democrat.
Russia's a super major power. And you can't say if it was Africa because we don't know.
We do know.
We do know. Somalia. Who was in the office? Hold on. George W. Bush was in office. Like, come on, bro.
Come on, man.
I got people from Africa. That's how I know.
Too much yelling, bro. Too much. Somebody's got to call to do shout out.
Tell me what country's in that war with
Yes, a little loud. It's a little loud.
Tell me.
We gotta bring it down.
You can say you got people from Africa, homie. I get it. But what African country been at war with Russia? Tell me that. Answer that. None of them. Exactly, nigga.
Yeah.
Even Afghanistan. We gonna be respectful. Even Afghanistan wasn't at war with them. They were occupied by them. So, you know.
Yeah.
In the next couple of years, you're going to see some of the most amazing things coming out of Africa because of what Biden just did and the support he's giving to Guyana, to South, to West Africa.
Jimmy, I love you to death. I love you to death. I do. I love you to death. But me personally, I will not. This is for me. I cannot trust a man that called me and my people super predators. That sticks. You got to be careful what you say.
Well,
because
Josh, I understand that. I understand what you're saying.
And Kamala ain't do nothing but send nothing but. See, I'm a Californian, and all I saw was her laws in practice and how it impacted my friends and their families and my family.
So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying, Jimmy, I'm not saying you're wrong by no means. What I am saying
No, babe, I hear you. No. Hey, listen, me and you got something good. You know what that is? Listen, I know you don't trust him, but I do want to tell you something. Everybody, Clinton, the greatest economy in the United States was Clinton. But you know what Clinton did? Clinton said it straight, and that's what these politicians do. They do their own little thing. But Clinton said, hey, we're going to make our
If
little
South Africa had
enterprises,
more
but we're
regressive
not hurting the
Americans
American
have
people.
been.
Biden's doing the same thing. I don't listen. Is he an angel? Absolutely not. But guess what? He's bringing sovereigns to African countries. He's not just worried about the Ukraine. He's worried about Africa. He's worried about Argentina. He's been sending money to Haiti. He's trying to rebuild. They set up more programs for Puerto Rico. We don't hear
Yeah,
about this
you're right,
stuff
Jimmy.
because
I
it's
heard
not
about that.
great
But
news.
the thing
And
about Puerto
we
Rico,
don't
but
talk
he
about
should.
great
Puerto Rico is
news.
a U.S.
The U.S.
territory.
territory.
He
Yeah,
has
so
no.
No,
that's
it's
That,
not a
so
state.
he's not.
Puerto
obligation.
He's
Rico is not
not.
a
Yes,
state. It's a
he's
sovereign.
not doing.
We're
No,
their
he's not doing.
sovereigns.
Listen, he's
Obligation.
not
Malika, we
doing
gotta
Puerto
switch
We're their
Rico,
sovereigns, but we are responsible
Right.
for them.
bro. So here, this is coming. Listen, one, he's not doing Puerto Rico no favors because he's the president of Puerto Rico because it's a U.S. territory. Number two, I'm not even going to get into the infrastructure, how fucked up Puerto Rico is, and how our family that's there go without lights and so forth. Again, it's a
Oh, I
U.S.
have friends
territory.
there too. I know. You're
But you can't
100%
Don't
right.
you can't pick out Puerto
not
Rico.
only
You know
that,
how much
but
every other
wait, hold
country.
on, Bush.
But
Hold on.
you
I
saying Puerto
also
Rico like
not,
they the only ones?
but I'm
No, but
talking
she's
about
talking about
which
U.S.
it's a
territory.
U.S. territory. It
Oh
still
yeah, my
belongs to the
bad. Good
U.S.
It's a
point. Good point.
territory,
Yeah.
yes.
Now,
Sorry.
We're their
not only
sovereigns.
does that, also Guam. Let's get to Guam and get to Puerto Rico. Now, do y'all realize when you're old, you can't file for Social Security because it's a U.S. territory and it's not the mainland. So basically,
Same for Guamanians.
that's what I'm saying for Guam and for Puerto Rico. So explain to me, how is he doing Puerto Rico any favors when it's a U.S. territory? He's
Well, I know,
supposed
but
to do that shit.
Dutch, he's bringing money in to rehabilitate. It doesn't happen overnight. The
Yeah.
infrastructure
And the
was so
Grammy
damaged.
president wouldn't do
Look,
shit.
I'm moving to Florida, and let me tell you something. It's going to take 10 years to rehabilitate it. It just don't happen overnight. It takes meetings and accounting, and then it takes board meetings for sections. All right, we're going to delegate Bonita Springs, and we're going to delegate Bonita Beach, but we can't do that till we get the roads cleared. Listen, we can't answer
It's a
one
lot.
question.
Yeah.
It takes years. It's not. It's
And sounds like
it's.
several more debates. Because y'all
There's
done
some
hijacked
debates
the
coming
damn
up.
show.
Yeah, but I agree with Dutch. I know what Dutch is saying. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. That's what it is,
let's
man.
get to the comment section. What's the rest of these
what's
comments?
this
Because we
say?
got a lot
So
of them
go
getting
ahead,
left out.
Dutch. Go ahead, read Andre's next comment, and I'll keep going.
Shit, motherfucker, I don't want to read.
All right. Go ahead, Bush. Go ahead, Bush. I'll let you do
We
it.
are giving Africa at this time is due to China's growth and within the country. China is building ports along many of the
Facts.
Southeast Sea and African coast.
Facts.
Yeah,
Now,
for their
mind
own
you,
benefit. For their own benefit.
Yeah. And why not?
Not for Africa's
I
benefit. For their own
disagree.
benefit.
And then look. So Earl Monroe, thanks for joining us, brother, says a lot of recessions have happened under a Republican president. I'm just gonna run through these comments and then we'll come back and do some
All
comments.
right. And we move on. We're gonna move on. We got other topics.
Goody Wild says China taking over Africa. Yeah.
and the Caribbean too.
And the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Andre says China is currently building one of the biggest ports outside of the mainland China in Djibouti, or mainland Africa and Djibouti at this time to create a future African version of Dubai, which is crazy and scary because if China winds up taking, Africa is still the largest populated continent in the world.
Well, Africa.
Well, that's why Bush. That's why. But that's why Biden is trying to build up infrastructure within the states. The Congo, he's trying to build up and rehabilitate the states. China ain't doing that. China's building ports for their own benefit. They're Mongols and they're destroyers, just like we're in debt with them.
Yeah, because we can talk about colonizing. We can talk about colonizing. Let's not go there.
Because we talk about a system, but
Damn.
But human beings ain't like
you
that.
gonna clear that up?
We all are part of a system. Unfortunately, I can't ride with it. I don't generalize the whole shit under one.
You can't, because people are people.
No.
People are people, and
That's
people
right.
do shitty shit. And so it may not be the people of China that want this, but it's their leadership. And we have to remember that
it's a system.
It's a
There's big money.
dictatorship. So
They're
they don't
looking
get
at
to make
big
the
money.
choices. The Chinese people are not making the choices. It's the dictatorship that they live under, right? Boom. So let's talk about a couple other things, right? What about these motherfuckers stranded by Southwest Airlines? God, did you see they've been canceling, like, they done canceled over 6,000 flights.
Excuse me, they sent their luggage. They sent the people luggage way like to California. The people didn't even get their luggage.
Oh, hell no.
Let the homie start off. Let me hear what he got to say.
Go ahead. What you got?
I want to hear him.
What you got, Grower?
Oh no, I'm just scrolling on IG, and I'm like, they sent all their luggage, so they got a whole airport just full of the people luggage.
Oh hell no!
Like, I'll be so mad. I'll be ready to kill.
See, and that's why I don't fuck with them budget airlines. I'm sorry, I'm bougie. I can't do it because if my luggage is on the other side of the fucking world, I'm gonna be mad, and somebody gonna owe me some money. That's all I'm saying.
So wait, somebody got to explain the whole shit to me from the beginning.
So come on, they had to cancel flights. Look at the weather, man.
It's the weather. I think it's the weather. I think it's
a lot of it is the weather.
Hold up, Jimmy. Let Malika. I want to hear the whole shit from the beginning.
So I believe it's weather, lack of planning, right? It's lack of employees because a lot of places have been understaffed lately. It's a whole conglomerate of shit. People calling out sick. It's just they just weren't prepared.
And this was a deadly storm. This was a deadly storm.
I still don't understand what happened.
That's right, brother. It's a heavy storm.
And it was a deadly storm. So like they canceled like on and I'm just making up numbers. So let's say on Friday they canceled 2,600 flights. On Saturday they canceled another 2,000 flights. Now they still haven't rebooked these people that were canceled the first time. Now they got another 2,600 flights that have been canceled. Now they got another 2,500 flights that have been canceled today.
For all those people, man.
Yeah, so the president even had to call the president of Southwest to be like, "Yo, what the fuck, man? What's happening?" And he's like, "Look, man, we're doing the best we can." So he posted shit on Twitter, but like other airlines are starting to gouge these people. So like instead of a ticket being from like Orlando to LA, $1,500 or maybe even $200, right? Now they're charging $2,000 to these people.
They said it was COVID. Was it COVID?
No, it's the storm.
COVID caused all this, man.
It's the weather. The weather.
No, but COVID started all these problems with not being able to answer this question.
I need to slide something.
I'm sorry.
Let me slide something in there about COVID. And it's linked to China. You guys realize that now you're gonna have to get a COVID test if you're coming in from China.
I don't disagree with that.
Good. I think you need a COVID test if you're coming in for any country.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, but this goes back to what Jimmy's bestie said is the Chinese flu. Is it or is it not? I'll wait on Jimmy to say.
Hey, can I tell you something, man? You better believe it is. And you want to know why? No, but I got to tell you, Dutch is right, because I want to let you know something. In 1969, we never heard that 5 million people died in 1969 from the China flu. It was from China. This is 1969. You guys weren't born, but I was 9 years old. And I remember my grandparents and my mother talking about it. We don't hear about it because there was no internet, but 5 million people died. Now we read about it. You better believe it, but look it up. I'm not bullshitting.
That's kind of crazy. That means.
Well, guess what, Luke?
Yeah, I'm a joke.
You got a culture that eats bugs. You got a culture that eats knives, snakes, and weird crap. And then they leave fecal matter all over the streets.
Jimmy, you going too far. We gotta stop this right now.
Hey, where am I going? Am I taking off? Dutch, slow me down, Dutch. Slow me down.
I couldn't slow you down on that one because I was
going to pull me back. Get the rope, lasso my ass.
Hey, Jimmy, I was about to jump on that train. I almost jumped on Jimmy's train with him. Don't do it.
Come on, man. Join me, man. Let's do it.
I was going to jump on the train with him, dog.
Homie laughing.
Time out.
I was going to jump right on the train with him.
No, you can't fuck with Jimmy sometimes, man. You can't.
Jimmy, stop.
Yeah, make sure you got money for that ticket. Because that's an expensive ass ticket.
Y'all don't know how I know this motherfucker. And I learned off the leash, she gonna go.
Hey, Jimmy, Jimmy, I was with you, bro. I was in that.
I was with him for a minute. Then he started talking.
Wait, Dutch, Dutch, what are you saying, babe? Dutch, what'd you say?
Wait.
She was with you.
Good and Wild is Good and Wild. Good and Wild. Goody Wild is Goody Wild all day. Goody Wild is like,
he's saying
nah, he right.
Jimmy's right though. Nah, that's why I said I was still in the same car with Jimmy. I wasn't getting out.
Yeah.
Neil wouldn't have pulled us over.
I had to pull us over. We had to get over. We
got the homie back
one day.
I want to hear what he got to say.
Hey, we may want sponsors. Fuck that. I got to reel that in.
Yeah, we gonna need them sponsors.
Shit.
Hey,
we don't need nothing.
When are we gonna get into this verdict?
Everybody tap in. No, we don't need y'all. But I love that
when can we get into my favorite topic? Y'all know I want to get into this shit.
What you trying to get in? All right,
I want to get into this verdict. I want to get into this damn verdict.
Okay,
we got something.
Yeah, can I tell you something? Can somebody fill me in, please? Because it's really strange, man.
Don't worry.
The Tory Lanez verdict.
Yeah, the Tory Lanez thing, man. You know this. I know.
Stop. Wait. Are we ready for that? You got more shit, no?
Not yet. We still got a couple of other things.
Guys.
That's why I wanted to see if we was gonna get into it.
All right. So R.I.P. to Bob Marley's grandson.
Man, that was crazy.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
When you think about
31?
Bob Marley, you think
he was 31 years old. He wasn't
31, right?
Yeah, he had asthma complications.
Oh,
yeah, that's sad, man. That's very sad.
And I almost died.
Yeah, I'm an asthmatic now.
But at the same time, when you think about like somebody like Bob Marley's son, you think he's raised under not his son, but his grandchild under certain affluence where because cockroaches and things like that cause asthma. It induces the asthma. Like poverty induces asthma.
And ADHD.
Facts.
So
they found that out in New York.
It's kind of crazy to me. Go ahead, homie. Go ahead, talk.
Oh no. I was just ad-libbing behind you. That's it.
Yeah,
I was the ad-lib.
And that surprised me. It's like, wow, asthma? What the fuck? And things like this need to be talked about and questioned because it shouldn't. I feel like this shouldn't happen. Really, honestly, because give me a break.
Yeah, it is. It's very surprising, man.
And you got to think though, Eastern medicine versus Western medicine, like where you at, where you being treated at. Like a lot of times they need both of them, but it's either one or the other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I'm a current asthmatic. I currently have asthma. My asthma did not start at birth versus my cousin's asthma. He was born with asthma. They discovered it by the time he was about 10. He kept running back and forth to the water fountain. This is back when you could drink from the water spigot at the parks and shit. Mm-hmm. And that's dehydration is one of the first signs for anybody that has kids. I didn't develop asthma until I was 16.
Oh wow!
You did, John?
I had to pump when I was younger.
We were the opposite. When he was outgrowing asthma, I was growing into it from the age of 16. So I currently have asthma now. I actually just made an appointment for it.
Oh wow!
Do you have the spray?
Yeah. So you have to be careful. Some of them have steroids in them. So there's so what I'm on is called albuterol.
Right, to open up your lungs. The steroid opens up your lungs, right?
People that are asthmatics, it feels different when we go swimming. It feels different when we're in the water. Our lungs expand differently because remember, your lungs expand when you get in the water. So for us, it's a different feeling. You not having to, you catching your breath is not the same as me or Muta catching his breath. I don't know if you still have asthma. That is like, it's the worst. Yeah, man, that's the worst shit. It's
I get asthma from euteria. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst.
It's horrible.
To try to catch your breath.
But I'm just saying, like a person under Bob Marley, the money generated under his name, still to this day, it's like amazing to me that somebody could be like to die of asthma.
I agree, Mook. Yeah, like how is he not being taken care of?
Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel
but
that
everybody has the same access to the same treatment, is what I'm hoping.
Yeah, but I feel that way because I feel like there should have been somebody like on top of the situation, doctors or people.
Well, in other words, Mook, he's got the money to buy the medicine. Why doesn't he have it on him?
How the fuck did that happen? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let me explain something to you.
Does anybody know what she was doing when she died, or like what? Like seriously, like what the fuck? I have
full access. Medical.
I know you're good too. But you're still alive. That's what I'm saying.
But so here's what I'm going to explain to you. Living here on this island, there's something called fog and not fog. and you can't see it, you can't smell it. All you know is one day you'll wake up and you'll have trouble breathing if you have respiratory problems. And it has nothing to do with the amount of money. I have inhalers here, but it still doesn't stop the fact of natural occurrences. And by the time you get to a doctor, it's just shit happens. Living with
shit happens.
VOG,
Yeah, you're right.
Living with VOG, you literally live here. And when the volcanoes went off, and
I never heard of that. That's interesting.
It's
That's
volcanic.
crazy. Me neither, Jimmy. You're right. I never heard of that. That's
fog,
yeah, man.
So instead of fog, we get VOG, which is from the volcanic ash, and that shit goes into the air, and it affects everything over here. So if you have any respiratory issues or asthma, or if you're asthmatic, it will.
That's unbelievable, man. I never heard of that.
Yeah,
but
you guys look at VOG.
That doesn't go to my point of what I'm saying is a person that comes from a family, millionaire family, you know, got all the best doctors and all this stuff. You know, and even Bob Marley.
But that's not money.
Yeah, but Mook, like Dutch said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that has nothing. That money has
that's
nothing.
Just natural occurrence that happened.
Yeah, money has nothing to do with that.
But you're in Hawaii. This person that died is not in Hawaii. You said.
Okay, so boom. Let me give you a prime example.
Doesn't matter.
A friend of mine went to a football game, right? And so when you go up to the higher elevation, it's a different elevation up there, right?
The air is thinner.
The air is thinner, and we were just unaware of that. It just didn't dawn on him. You know what I mean?
It changes at 25
by the time
feet.
He got to his inhaler, it was a little late. So we still had to call for medical help to come and help him breathe.
Yeah, you're right.
Millions
happens.
Yeah, with asthma is different than like a person that has heart issues. With asthma, there's really no medication you could take other than an inhaler or whatever you have to stimulate your lungs. And there's typically not pills for that. So outside of you not exerting yourself and depending on what type of asthma, because there's bronchitis combined with asthma, all of that shit, money, some things just doesn't have a color or doesn't have a financial anything. It's just shit happens.
Yeah, but
hey, you know, you could run out of the house, Mook, and forget it. You can forget your inhaler, you know?
Yeah,
it's that simple.
My granddaughter died of asthma. I just can't see it. It's just sad to me. So I get it, though. I see what y'all saying and all that. But
cloud seeding,
if you got a certain,
just to jump into another, go ahead. What you talking about, Bush?
Now I'm gonna end it. I'm sorry, but if you got access to a certain, medical advantages because of your whatever, then you take advantage of that and you do what you got to do. And that's it. I'm sorry. Careful. I'm not blaming nobody or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, it shouldn't happen because if you talk about Liberace's granddaughter or fucking Sinatra's granddaughter or
Liberace didn't have a granddaughter. He was gay.
Granddaughter, and you'd be like, wait, how did that happen? What they didn't get murdered or killed? Then what? You serious? How the fuck did that? That's what I'm saying. So I'm done. That's it. I get it. I know.
Yeah, but everybody ain't got the same money, Bob had. But look, let's talk about, since we're talking about broke folks, let's talk about and I don't mean it in a laughing manner. This is serious. But like all these migrants being dropped off in DC. So Texas just sent another 2 busloads of migrants to like
the governor. Don't say Texas. Yeah, don't blame all of us.
Yeah. Don't say Texas.
Yeah,
you violating.
Sent 2 busloads of migrants to the vice president's residence over Christmas. They were out there freezing. Fortunately, people were sort of alerted a little last minute, so they had to rush and do some things. But like,
this is the second time that they've dropped them off at her house. You know this,
seriously,
right?
Seriously.
This is not. Yeah, they did this shit like last year or a year before. This is the second time that they've dropped migrants off at her house.
Yes.
I mean, but what are we trying to accomplish? And I'm not really sure I understand. People want to go to places of the country.
But that's why people laugh at us, man. That shit's embarrassing.
Hey, listen,
but you know what?
We
people
do
are looking for a better life, and the sad part about it is, if
poor
everybody
people.
was
A lot of them are. A lot of them are poor people that are getting killed.
It's the same way as people that came from richer countries. If people were treated equally across the board, people that came from colored countries or black countries, and people that came from minority countries, and people that came from Caucasian countries would be treated equally across.
Malik,
look at what Earl Monroe said. Look at what Earl Monroe just said. I totally agree with what the fuck he just said.
Let me hear what Jimmy got to say about this.
Yeah, that is trafficking. That's really trafficking.
Absolutely.
No, listen. When people came over in Rikers, when people came over in, to New York, most of them came on by boats.
Yeah.
None of them had papers. None of them had any kind of documentation. Half of them, they had to change their name because they couldn't understand them. And they wrote on a piece of paper, okay, you're over here, you're going to quarantine. And there's people in this country that have ignorance, and everybody's like saying, well, they got to come over like they came over what's the Ellis Island? So Ellis Island, they're coming over the same way. They're just coming over. They're taking their names, and they're trying to get them to do jobs that nobody wants to do anymore. That's what they're doing. Farms need these people. We need these people regardless. We're hating on a woman with 2 kids because her husband got killed from MS-13. So we got to stop this insanity. This country is based on immigration. People have been migrating here. I saw a woman arguing with a Chinese lady. We found out that the Chinese lady's family came back here before Lincoln was president, and this woman came over in 1943. So what's going on? You know what I'm saying? That woman's been, I said, woman, are you out of your mind? The woman just said her family's been here before Lincoln building railroads.
Like, don't tell me you go back to Africa. How about you go back to Switzerland? Fuck
Bill
you.
Gates is buying up farms. You know why? Because the farmers are putting their hands up. I can't get anybody to work the fields. We're dying here. So Bill Gates, you want to buy it to do biofuel? Great idea. Bill Gates is not stupid.
He got enough money to spread it around. He's buying farms, but also he's
but bro, guess what? That means we're going to have to import wheat now. We're going to have to import wheat.
I mean,
and pay more prices.
Okay, and I'm not even trying to be funny, but did you guys?
Wait, did you say weed or wheat?
Wheat.
No, no.
Wheat. W-H-E-A-T.
Wheat.
Oh, okay. Carry on.
But did you guys ever, I'm not even trying to make light of
yeah, Judge, I was like, wait, what did Judge just say? Oh, she thought I said weed.
No.
You see my face?
Did you ever see that show or that movie, A Day Without a Mexican?
Yes.
And that's some true shit, right?
You better believe it.
Because if we don't respect the people that come over here to be migrant workers, and we're yelling, send them back home and all this other shit.
Yeah, it's not smart at all.
It's some crazy
that's why
shit.
we had nobody answering the Southwest Airlines flights because nobody wants to work. You educate these people. Oh, we're going to educate them now. You better believe it, because none of you lazy asses want to do anything. These people will be willful to do anything. They'll work on a farm. They'll dig holes. So our bills go down. Why do you think everything's so expensive? And we want to blame it on Biden. The problem is that
I think it's
criminal
all
Trump.
Jimmy. I'm not even going to separate the motherfuckers. They all been lying to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I look, I'm a moderate. Again, I don't like Biden. I don't like Bush. I don't like any of them.
We all know that, but guess what? People make Biden the #1 villain because of Trump, and that's the only reason. And that's what
I'm pissed off at him for calling me a super predator.
Me too.
It has
nothing.
You could dig up shit on Trump.
You can dig up shit on everybody. I'm not saying I like Trump either.
You can dig up shit on me. And y'all,
I ain't like none of them motherfuckers.
Listen,
because
I don't like either one. I don't like neither one of them motherfuckers.
That's right.
I don't like any politician.
I don't like them either.
I'm a for the people type of person.
So all of them. But what we're saying is how y'all trying to make Biden the poster child.
I'm not trying to make anybody the poster child. Wait.
He's just another one of them fuck boys like the rest of them. But y'all trying to make him the ultimate fuck boy.
I'm not trying to make anybody the ultimate fuck boy. I don't agree with none of them motherfuckers.
Who? Biden?
You agree with Trump? You like Trump? Both of y'all
I don't like either.
So
look, I like certain policies.
I never heard y'all say nothing against Trump. You are.
Oh, yes, you have.
Shit.
You are.
Luke, are you kidding?
Grab him by the pussy? What the fuck?
I never heard that. You bringing it up now.
He's a male chauvinist, man.
I'm dead ass serious. I never liked Trump. I don't like none of them. I had a hard time at the poll this year. I had a struggle.
Let me defend myself.
I was there for like 20 minutes.
Let's be honest here. You think me and Jimmy don't know?
Trump.
We all are.
I don't like Trump nor dislike Trump.
I'm
gonna tell you. I don't like Trump nor dislike Trump. I'm gonna tell you like me. Again, I'm a for my people type of motherfucker. If you're not doing shit for my people, I don't give a fuck about you, and that doesn't
Trump
matter who
did
it
shit
is.
that we could
Trump,
see for our people. Yeah,
Trump ain't do shit for
that's a
me.
good point.
Obama ain't do shit for me.
I can't
Clinton
say
ain't do
that
too
my
much for
family
me.
has been directly affected. No, I'm lying. The only thing that I can say that my family was directly affected for, and that's for every president that's a Republican, is that the military gets paid every year a raise, and that helps out our families. Outside of that, if we were not military, I can't say that any of them have done anything to directly, because when Obama was in office and my husband was a recruiter at that time, they had cut military spending. People don't understand what that means when they hear that, so let me paint y'all a picture. He was having to take his own toilet paper to his office. They were having to take their own paper towels. When y'all hear shit like that, you don't imagine that.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Cutbacks.
It's true. Yeah,
That's not what you think about. You think about cut back on wars and shit like that. No, that shit affects the families as well. So when you do a cutback on military spending, and for everybody, oh, fuck the military and all this and that, here's what I'm gonna say to that. That man in there is why the fuck you can say what you want to on this air, on these airwaves. Our military is why we're not speaking Chinese. Our military is why we are able to do really what the fuck we want to do, and it's not the
but you know what? And again,
every
time a Republican came out of office, the country suffered, and so does every single thing. The military, our industry, our infrastructure, everything suffers because we can't go into a depression.
Our country is looking real good.
Obama kept us from going.
But that's what I'm saying. In contrast,
that's another thing. A lot of black
people.
But
see, in contrast of Obama,
I don't know what they thought Obama was going to do. They thought Obama was going to come and be a magical fucking
superhero. For military families,
he was the second greatest.
But for military families,
promises you can't keep.
He might have done shit for other families, but again,
he never made promises you couldn't keep.
For us,
wiped out my educational loan, and I'm still paying on that.
For military families, again,
but he kept us from going into a depression, man.
Thank you.
To his job.
Depression. I'm in a depression.
When our family,
no, honey, listen. When things suffer, we all suffer. I know, but when things suffer, we all suffer. Come on, man. Obama, and nothing against, I don't care what color anybody is, but he was the second greatest economy. Second greatest economy. He saved us. He saved us, man. The guy saved us.
Magical man. But he did his job. That's what he did.
Well, listen, did he want to cut the military? He did not want to cut the military, I can guarantee you.
He did.
But
family is always
I know, but everybody suffered. But everybody suffered.
That's just the way it is. So look, let's jump into this last topic, right? Because we're a little over.
Let me say this though. Obama is a American, and Obama was our president, and he got 2 terms. A lot of Americans love him because he got 2 terms. And let's just give it what it is.
But a lot of Americans also loved Obama because he was black. A lot of people liked him because he was black.
He was
well, you know what I liked him for? I don't care. I don't go by color, but you know what I liked about him? He was an absolute gentleman. He's an absolute gentleman.
He is.
Thank you.
People liked it.
Sorry, man.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you.
He was a gentleman, and he had class, and he's smart.
But that doesn't make you a good president.
That's only black people that say that.
That don't make you a good president, because you can speak and you look good. Doesn't make you
you're pissed off because, listen, I don't blame you about you being upset. But that man has no choice.
They can't accept that a black man held the highest.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait, this is what Obama. No, before Obama got in, this is what Obama had to deal with before he got in. And this is Bush speaking. Hey, everybody, hold on to your hats. I went, I don't have a fucking hat. And he went, hold on to your hats. We found a banking problem.
Jimmy, I'm going to give you 2 words where you fucked up.
bad loans were given out, and the Republicans knew about it.
Jimmy,
and Obama had to deal with that.
Military contractors. You wish you were fucking black.
Everybody's struggling with their own personal shit. Obama. Obama did his job.
You wish you were Halliburton.
Sorry, Obama did a great job, and I'm sorry.
He was
you were Dick Cheney shooting motherfuckers and being like, oh well.
As the first black president.
My bad, you got shot while you was with
wait a minute. Guess what? You know when Russia invaded Crimea? You know when Russia invaded Crimea? He got right on the phone with Putin and said, "You ain't going any
Show me
further."
the birth certificate. No,
Tell you what, babe.
Energy, and it's a lot of energy, and I love it. And I love how the females on the panel, they're not scared to give their opinion, and we're not scared. And guess what? Everybody watching, we love each other to the fullest.
We do. Listen, y'all done seen a lot of hollering and shit and yelling.
Yeah,
I
babe,
promise you,
when
we end the live, we are still together laughing at half of this
That's
shit.
right, babe. That's right.
We get on this motherfucking, we talk our shit, we debate, but I promise you guys,
Yes.
it's all love.
We have a great time.
We do.
So look, on that note, I want to see a birth certificate. Like I said, Bush missed it, but I was like, show me the birth certificate. I was fucking with y'all.
Oh, here we go. Don't do that. Stop it.
I said I was fucking with you. But look, Tory Lanez and Megan, let's close out on that, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, could somebody please tell me about this?
I might owe the Bull-Eye audience an apology because I made a lot of videos. I made a whole lot of videos.
You was talking shit about Megan.
No, I don't care. Y'all.
I'm not apologizing. Nope. I stand by how I feel.
Let me talk for me before y'all go. I'm going to say.
This is hard for a Pisces, y'all.
Tory was found guilty of all charges. That means he was found guilty of shooting at her. He was found guilty of holding a gun, and he was found guilty of whatever. So I'm an American citizen.
Show me your birth certificate.
But let me tell you something.
I got proof I was there. Shit.
The jury found homie guilty. And really, I'm not really. Nah, because my only evidence was whack. What whack was saying, and certain people were saying.
Let's talk about the evidence that was presented in court.
Okay, Dutch, you take it, Dutch.
All right, so here's what we have that was presented in court. We talked about the fingerprints. We talked about the witness. Now, here's witness testimony on.
I'm answering one of Dutchie's questions from earlier.
Let's talk, Malika.
I'm answering Dutchie's question from earlier. Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to know what the question was. Shit, I'm high, man.
She asked if we was drunk. I said we all are.
We talk about.
I think everybody's fucked up on this panel right now. Hey, so listen, fuck. Yeah, okay, that part. This motherfucker, the witness, actually saw a flash come from the woman first. They got into this big ass fight. So a lot of shit that we thought did happen. It wasn't speculation. So they did. Megan and Kelsey got into a big ass fight. A shot came from the woman first, and then shots came from Tory. Right now,
so they were throwing him under the bus.
Yeah. So the girl got immunity. That immunity, now we know what the fuck that immunity was for. So Tory's dumbass didn't say shit. He should have took the stand. He didn't. Now, his DNA was never found, but they're saying, what was it? A woman's DNA. And then somebody said, well, it was 4 men's DNA. Either way, Tory's DNA wasn't found on the clip. Now, Tory's ex-girlfriend gives light of what actually happened. Basically, the girl shot it in the heat of the moment, shot at Megan. Tory grabbed the gun and emptied the clip by shooting 5 times. Now, here's the thing that's in question. Again, you don't shoot a gun 5 times and there's no GSR, meaning there's no residue, GRS or whatever the fuck, gunshot residue.
Yep.
Yeah. So there was none conclusively on his hand. The problem is they had to find reasonable doubt. This shit really, most people are shocked at the verdict. He is going to appeal, which I'm glad he's going to appeal.
But 22 fucking years?
Megan, they haven't
that's what he's facing. He's not going to get that.
Yeah.
But
for all we know, Tory literally might get 30 days and fucking probation for 15 years.
And a lot of probation, maybe 10 years probation. That's what I think. That's what he's going to
Here's what y'all have to remember. When you think of how things are explained, you hear gunshot, you hear shot at. Here's not, the girl wasn't shot at. When you're being shot at, that's not a fucking assault charge. That's an attempted murder charge. He was not charged with attempted murder.
True. He was charged. That gun, this platform owes her apology. If he shot that gun, if he was responsible for any type of fuckery to that extent,
I think he got a raw end of the deal because again, the first shot was placed in Kelsey's hand, not his.
Yeah,
so
but if he
that's
said
I think he got thrown under the bus. That's
But
my
did he
opinion.
yeah.
even
So
spoke up?
you
No,
got
he didn't get thrown
Mukta.
under the bus.
You
He didn't
can't.
say shit.
Yeah, you can't look. You have to look at facts, Mukta. This is Bush. You got
Bush.
to look at the facts.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And and that's why I was rooting. I was like, no, she lying. But
it still came out that she
jury.
lied. It still came out that she lied.
Mm.
They just were not able to prove. It's certain shit that they couldn't prove. And once Kelsey got immunity, and once Kelsey pled the fifth, that fucked him. And then they went ahead, and here's how they fucked him even more. They told Tory if he took the stand, all his music would be up for evidence,
Admissible,
but not Megan. Now here's what's fucked up, but not
Megan.
Megan.
About this shit and this shit.
And if you listen,
that's so weird, man.
If you listen to Tory's music, he says that he didn't shot her and that the girl was lying. But here's what's fucked up. She talked about the shooting also. Why was her music not going to be put up for trial either? Kelsey also did a diss track. Kelsey also, she had Rock Nation. Kelsey also did a diss track. None of these people's diss tracks were going to be put up and be used as evidence, but Tory's was. So here, you either take the stand, but we get to pick your music apart, or you don't take the stand.
Wow.
His lawyer probably told him not to take the stand, so you look at that.
Yeah,
He's been gagged. He's been gagged the whole case. She was allowed to talk about it. He was not. When you finally get to the end of the fucking case, now I'm not. Now all this is fact, ain't shit.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of that, but that's why I think he got thrown under the bus, man.
Yeah,
it's just
is it because he's Canadian and we don't really care for Canadians?
Oh, there you go, Malik. That's right.
I'm just wondering.
But that's a good point, man. That's a good point.
Now you also have to look at we can talk about the gay agenda. We can also talk about the protect Black women agenda. Again, we're not going to act like women do not lie. We are not saying Black women, but we're not going to say we're not going to act like we're not going to act like women, no specific color. So it came out. Yes. Did Megan lie? Yes. Did she lie more than once? Yes. Did she lie more than thrice? Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, you also have to look at beforehand. Her stylist testified. Now, all this, again, is not allegedly. All this has now been proven in court. That he asked Megan to leave. It was time for them to go. Megan was behaving erratic. She was very aggressive. She's a very aggressive drunk. Okay. Also, what came out? There was a fight. There was a very aggressive fight. Do you understand? Between both women. And again, the first shot
was between the women.
Women. Because the bitch was fucking somebody else's husband. Man,
now, that's why I'm trying to make this make sense.
Yeah, Kelsey was or Megan. Come on, help me out, girl. Help me out, girl.
Lawyers lost his
case.
Yes.
They said lawyers lost his case. They put
that man on the stand and they put the gun.
They put the gun in his hand. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Now that's the truth. If there's nothing else that's truth, that what that man just said in that comment section, that much.
He probably had some female lawyers that was ultimately riding with the female regardless.
So it didn't matter. It didn't matter that the witness saw the gunshot come from a woman first. It was the fact that they were able to put a gun in Tory's hand. They wanted Tory under the jail. It didn't matter how they did it. You still talking about LA. You understand what I'm saying? You already know how LA works.
Canadian.
That shit is that was that. So this not it's a celebrity.
So what do y'all think as females, African American females?
I think she lied, and I don't think that the trial, and I don't think the verdict was fair. That's what I personally think.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree. I think
they just tell you what I think happened. Here's what I think happened. I think they were all fucking drunk. Some shit happened. I think Kelsey's the one that fired the shot, hence the immunity and hence the fucking whatchamacallit. I think the industry lawyers got together, the artists got together. I think initially this was gonna be because it was fucked up. They were best friends. Bitch, I ain't gonna let you this is like take it like me and Malika. Look, I know some shit happened with your brother, girl, but me and you've been best friends since we was knee high. Don't let me take the rap for this shit. Well, fuck that nigga. We gonna put it off on him. And at some point, no, listen.
Let's talk about a cousin.
Yes, and at some point, when the internet started talking shit, and she didn't go, and Malika didn't come and clear my name. Oh well, fuck you too then, because now you letting people say and make it look like it's me. You understand? So fuck
That's
you too.
interesting,
So
man.
now I want my lick back. You fuck my man. I want my lick back. So you'll have your day in court. So now I'm gonna fuck with y'all, and I'm gonna play dumb, and I'm gonna fuck the whole case up. It's not for
They come back, be best friends, and let's fuck his life up, man.
That is that makes the most fucking sense. And what
Dutch, I can't think like that. I'm not a woman, but that's really, you know.
Killed that one. She's right. I think.
So look, for anybody that cares with the SEC bowl, fucking Kansas just beat the shit out of the other team, the Razorbacks. If you care, I don't.
What?
If you care. Football, man, football. SEC bowl is going on.
We'll see as this case go on, and
case is over.
I'm Nia Malika. I'm sorry. I really think this platform owes Megan an apology because Tory's found guilty of all charges. I'm sorry.
That doesn't mean he actually.
Hey, wait, that doesn't mean we have to agree with it, Mook. We don't owe nobody an apology, man.
That are innocent. There's an appeal.
I refuse.
Y'all right. You're right.
I will apologize if it came out that he actually did shoot her. But right now, the way that case was botched, and even Stevie Wonder driving Ray Charles.
Y'all know how many hours they were.
Mook, you got to remember this whole country is based on our opinion, and we have a right to our opinion, and we're stating our opinion. And you know, Dutch is coming up with a.
Listening to evidence and listening.
Yeah, but that's okay. But guess what?
This was just a my lawyer beat your lawyer type of shit. My lawyer beat your lawyer. Whether
I think lawyer. Whoop that ass. Right. Whoop that ass.
Who had the better fucking lawyer is what this was.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dutch. I want to tell you, this is about our ideology. That's what you believe, and I can agree with you or I can disagree with you. But honestly, the story
convicted somebody. And
that was a Tyson knockout.
Yeah, but Mook, guess what? Mook, I was listening to. I don't know as much as Dutch, but what I was hearing just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense.
I'm with the court. I'm American. I'm with the court.
That was a Tyson knockout. That was a straight up Tyson knockout.
I'm with the court system. I've been put away for longer years than I was supposed to be put away for. I don't give a fuck. Still, I'm with the court.
You still with the court, dog?
Yeah,
no,
I'm with the
I have to laugh.
And the jury said this.
No.
That's what they think.
Listen, I will never be with a system that can give a person more time than you will ever live for your own self as a human being. One man can give you more time.
That's why we different. But
and that's
what I'm saying is,
but for me, one man can give you more time
too soon
than he will ever live in his own lifetime.
Yeah, but I got faith in American people to where.
Well, how could you move?
Wait a minute. It's different if it was a jury of his peers. Was it a jury of his peers?
Yeah, it was.
Were there other crazy Hollywood people? Were there other crazy Hollywood people there?
Hollywood
people.
But listen, do you guys remember the Jersey City boxer, the black boxer? Do you guys remember that story?
That's true.
That
jury opinion before I even knew the court evidence from the facts that's coming out. So now I'm going on.
It's rigged, bro. It's rigged.
You can't clear up shit unless you call it to the witness stand, bro.
No, it's who you know and what you know and how much money you got.
Yeah, they didn't call Kylie either. You're right.
Ask yourself, why didn't they call Kylie Jenner either?
Hey, do you remember the movie that Denzel Washington did? It's one of my favorite movies, The Hurricane.
Lord, okay, so we're going way back.
But I'm trying to tell you, we're going way back. But that guy wasn't even on the scene of that murder, and
you're right.
They convicted him for murder because the sheriff didn't like him.
Innocent people are often convicted, especially people of color.
But guess what? Even with the 6 kids that got convicted of raping the people in Central Park, and they didn't do it. But guess what? I was alive during the time, and I believe the jury system.
Fuck the jury. Unless it's a jury of your peers, man.
Definitely fuck the jury, bro.
Unless it's a jury of your peers. You know how many times I've been called? But look, let me ask you. But how many times have you been called to be a jury person? Because I'm going to tell you, every time I go.
I've been like 4 or 5 times.
And every time I go, black folks want to get out of jury duty, right? That's the goal, to get out. Because the jury is only going to pay you $20 a day or some bullshit, right? When you actually making $300 a day. Why
I don't know about that. I never went.
But that's what I'm saying.
Gus, you ever do jury duty?
New York and Cali.
Fuck that shit.
People need to do their civic duty, and that's what it is. That's why our people keep getting convicted.
I've definitely avoided jury duty.
We've all avoided jury duty.
I definitely more than once.
For a New Year's resolution, the system would work if we had our peers there, though.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
The system ain't gonna work because nobody ever believes nothing.
Because nobody
so tell me, how could you
But-
be okay with that, knowing that there are hundreds, thousands of people
I'm not okay with it.
wrongly convicted, and a lot
And
of it
that's
is by
why we have to serve on the
I
jury.
agree with you, Dutch. That's so true, man.
But that's why we
I'm
gotta
sorry.
serve.
That's crazy, man.
It's a system that needs to be perfected over time.
But that's why we have to serve, because we bring different perspectives and we bring.
Because I'm.
What about men? What about a man that's
accused?
Broken. Let me ask you something. What if you're on a panel? What if you have jury duty, right? There's a man, doesn't matter what fucking color he is, he's accused of rape. Now he's wrongfully accused. We don't know that because we're all on the jury. Now the majority of the jury is women, right? Now, here's what's fucked up. You don't really know how many people are completely fucking honest about everything in their lives, and you don't know who's had some fucked up ass trauma
about everything.
No,
Nobody.
But listen, Bush,
but you don't know who's been raped.
You don't know
said anything.
But
it hasn't said
no,
Bush. Listen, you don't know somebody's deep down fucked up intentions. Not everybody has good intentions, and you putting your life in this person's hands to judge and decide. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Because they're going to be the ones that are going to decide if you are guilty.
They decide your fucking fate.
And if you've got 3 out of the 5 or 3 out of however many women in the rest
all I gotta do is convince you.
Somebody else.
You don't know what.
All you need is one person. All you need is one person.
That's a fact.
One person to convince everybody else.
Guess what? The jury foreman.
System is gonna work.
Jury foreman usually does that.
People don't believe
but you know what, though, Jimmy? Sometimes it doesn't have to be the foreman.
No, I agree. I agree.
It can be one person that's holding out, and everybody else wants to go home right before Christmas, right before Easter.
Yeah, we want to deal with this shit.
And that man gets fucked.
Now let's get back to the narrative. What we talking about? Now,
but look, serve jury duty.
That got accused of rape and all that. Now, how is that going to help? I forgot what the fuck I was going to say.
Yeah, we going to come back to you, bro. We going to come back. I saw you going, but look, we all fucked up because we celebrating on New Year's tonight, y'all. We celebrate New Year's with y'all.
The system ain't going to work unless the people is with it. Now, look, okay, here
and that's what I'm saying.
Here we go.
Serve your jury duty.
Here we go. Because we would never be perfecting the system if we didn't open our eyes to see that we made a mistake with that.
There's a lot of mistakes,
situation. Now everybody knows we made a mistake with that situation, but at the same time, for the next one, we're gonna be more aware of what's going on.
So let me ask you this: is everybody so look? If you get called for jury duty this year, can we make a commitment to serve for the people that are underserved? Mm-hmm. Can we make that commitment?
Absolutely not.
Come on now. Come on.
Absolutely not.
Girl.
You want me to lie to you? You want me to be honest?
All right. So 3 out of 4 can do it. 3 out of 4 can do it. But that may mean a pay cut.
I'm not a criminal. I'm a working man, law-abiding citizen.
And we
you want me to tell you why?
But the problem is that it's a pay cut. It's a pay cut.
Do you want to know why?
In that job, I don't care. I ain't getting that pay cut.
I'm gonna tell you why I absolutely fucking will not. Absolutely not. I do not feel comfortable whether you are guilty or innocent. Because if you're guilty and you're guilty as fuck, I'm definitely gonna convince everybody else that your ass is guilty, especially if we know your ass is guilty.
I mean,
that's no. Number 2, I got a point to this. If you're innocent, and I know that there's somebody you get a sense from people. And there might be a person that just is in there that just doesn't like you for whatever fucking reason. And I can't prove that shit. It's just a vibe I got. And I know my vibe is right. I don't feel comfortable putting anybody in a box or in a cell without knowing in my heart 1,000% that they did or did not do it. And I don't want to be on a jury. I don't
But the thing is,
but I'm not gonna convict you if I believe in your innocence. I don't care what they
say. And because I cannot be 1,000% sure unless there is hard fucking evidence. Me as a person, not anybody else, Dutch, the Skywalker, does not feel comfortable being responsible for anybody's fate.
So what is your point?
I only want to be.
You're saying you will refuse jury duty. That's your point.
Absolutely.
Is that the point?
That is absolutely
well,
my
that's
point.
not what we're getting at. We're talking about
we're talking about
supporting the system and trying to get down to the bottom of shit. Now, honestly, for real, let's be honest here. Like them 6 kids that accused of this shit. Everybody that I know was in New York, they believe them kids did it. You know why? Because it's all the evidence was piled up.
The media did it.
Yeah, the media did it.
Media is a real thing.
Didn't happen, Malika. We wouldn't be able to get past that. Now we learning about the media, the influence of the media, and all that. But guess what?
And that goes back to the point of what I said. Me personally,
your brain.
I'm not trusting no jury. That you said, what's the point of it all? You forgot your own point. The point of it all is I'm not going to trust a jury knowing how I personally feel as a person. I don't know how many thousand of other motherfuckers feel like that.
And
so I can't put my life in their hands.
I think that's my point too.
But the problem is you may not have to put your life in their hands. Somebody gonna drag you to court and have you stand accountable for some bullshit based on some other bullshit. And so if you don't have a jury of your peers in there that understands maybe, you know what, I've been in this situation before. I know that she wasn't doing this. I know that maybe she was just changing her fucking car tire. And some dude came by and a cop pulled up and he thought she was cute. And I done been felt up by a cop. You know what I'm saying? So
me too, by a female cop. I swear to God.
But at that point, you need to be a fucking lawyer.
But no, I don't need to be a lawyer. I need to be a jury of your peer on that jury.
But we also need more. You need your peers. But why wouldn't you need your peers as lawyers also, though? Think about
you need
that.
both.
You need both. The beautiful.
You need both. But remember that story. What was it? Yeah, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. A Time to Kill. Remember that, right?
A Time to Kill, yeah.
Okay,
that's my favorite movie.
That's one
of my favorite movies. I watched that 100 times.
But remember, when he put it in a white girl's terms, when he spoke to the jury, to the people that was sitting up there, he was able to articulate what it felt like for that man to see his daughter victimized like that, right?
Right. And then he said, imagine if she was white.
Peers are up there. They understand the story. They understand. You know what? Okay, so boom. I done been in this situation before where I had to beg for money to catch the bus. That don't mean I was broke. That just means that I just didn't have a 25 cents to catch the ride. Because maybe I lost my wallet or maybe something happened. Every black person ain't a criminal, even though that's sometimes putting
but Malika, that's my point.
But that's what propaganda preaches, right? When you see a black group of kids on the side corner, there are strong people that know that, you know what, if I don't fuck with them, they ain't gonna fuck with me. But there are other people that are gonna clutch their pocketbook. And so we have to educate those people. And the only way we can educate those people is by showing them that we are them. We experience the same dreams, the same goals.
People bring up the Bronx rate like it was something. Yeah, it was bad for these particular people, but it was great for the masses of people to see.
Yeah, but those kids lost their lives. Those kids lost their life. They lost.
But look, it was good. It was good for people to see.
It was good for the greater good, but it was fucked up for them.
It's not popular. I know it's not popular.
That's right.
Bush, I gotta say this as a person of color who's had somebody in their family wrongfully convicted of some bullshit. It ain't fucking fair. It ain't fucking fair. It ain't fucking right. If the cops had done their job, my family member wouldn't have got convicted. You know who I'm talking about.
Malika, when it's on the platform for everybody to see, it helps.
It does. But why do those kids have to suffer when it's been so fucking long?
Ain't no reason. But
it's been so long. It ain't just them though. You think about
some years in jail. Emmett Till suffered his life.
But Bush, it ain't always been. So look, those kids were just convicted in the 80s. Think about the fucking kids. I forgot about it. Was it the Louisiana or the? I can't remember the name of it. But
guys,
you know who I'm talking about, right?
Can I tell y'all something?
Go ahead.
Can I tell y'all something?
Go for it. We over.
I'm high as giraffe ass.
Okay, me too.
But look, there's always a group of black kids that are always convicted of some bullshit. And I'm
higher than motherfuckers.
And so on that note, folks, what we gonna do? We're gonna keep on going. We're gonna call it a night.
I mean, what you want to do? We get in it. It was great. I love it. I love all my peoples. I love y'all. This is very learning.
Hey, guess what, everybody? Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, everyone.
We love y'all.
I wish you guys only the best, man. I hope next year becomes better.
Like this momentum that we got up to next episode, it's only gonna be get better and better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you know,
we had a lot of heated energy tonight. I appreciate everybody for bringing their A game because that's what we was on. Everybody was on their A game. And,
well, I thought I was on my A game every time. So you're saying I wasn't on my A game all the time?
I mean, I saw a couple of BC.
I got to work on that now, man.
I'm just playing, Jimmy. You know you my dude. You my dude. You my ace boom coon. But
Jimmy, Malika, and Dutch, y'all been holding the panel down. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, Dutch, you're awesome, man. Malik, your family, you, Dutch, Mukta, your whole family, everybody, please have a great New Year, man. You know?
I feel like we about to go into the white guy. I love you, man, at the bar. So on that note, we about to head up out this bitch. Good night, everybody. We love y'all.
Love you guys.
Later, guys.
Later.